Alright, here goes the reveal. Alright guys, last song, then we'll go. 4.5 minutes.
Way out here, there's a song that's gotta be unsung. Way out here, there's a wrong that's gotta be undone. Spend my time getting wicked till I choke. Gotta spend my youth on something before I go broke. Way out here there's a dog that I can't tame. Way out here there's a grave that calls my name. Spend my time getting wicked till I choke. Gotta spend my youth on something before I go broke. Hey now, can I save me from myself and a wicked generation? Gotta save me from myself and a wicked generation.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to After Hours Off the Air, home of the talk show where streamers come together to discuss video games and streaming in general. Finally, Twitch started to work. So we were able to start late, but I guess later better than ever. Holy crap, this layout. This layout is something else. But yeah, Dorian D, my dude, how you been? What you been up to? What you been streaming?
Sulfus, as always, thank you for allowing us to be on the show. Always a pleasure. And that leader dog, the tunes rolling in at the beginning, fantastic. I gotta say though, Jake said, "Holy crap, this layout." Well, see what I'm pointing down there? Yeah, that guy right there. Yeah, that guy right there. If you guys don't know that BigT gamer, I highly suggest giving him a follow. Talk to him about some graphic stuff, some intro stuff. It's pretty fantastic. So, pretty exciting time. So again, thank you, Sulfus, for allowing us to be on the show. Gotta love that BigT, that Vi, and that Sulfus. It's gonna be a great show. What have I been up to? Well, we've been playing some Siege on Siege Tuesdays, Battlefront. This is my second time playing Battlefront, so we had a Battlefront Monday. Working on that Banjo-Tooie right now on N64. And besides this Twitch outage that was out for a little bit, I was kicking some butt, some Rebel Scum or New Hope with that BigT and that Vi and that Battlefront. It was a good time. It was a good time. So I appreciate you guys all tuning in here tonight. I'm sure you guys are have a big appetite to catch up on your Twitch fix. And I think we're going to deliver that tonight. It's going to be good.
Perfect. Thanks for coming on it again, Dorian.
Oh, one last thing. One last thing. Jake. Whoa, we almost did a Harry Potter trick right there. Jake, my dude. You remember the Taco Bell, Taco Hell?
Oh.
Fuck him up.
We almost did some ghosting right there. But yeah, we got the card dream. That BigT right there. That BigT right there. We got that TwitchCon
if we show
cards.
If we showing off business cards.
Oh, let's do it.
Everyone get your cards out. Put them on the table.
What about this after hours business card? All right. But yeah, Dorian, thanks again for coming on the show. Always a pleasure to have you. Vi disappeared.
I was making my business card.
Vi, how you been? What you been up to, my dude?
I've been great, man. I'm glad we got through the dark times there on Twitch, because, God, that went for a while. What was it, like 2 hours? 2 to 3 hours?
It was longer than that.
No Twitch?
It was longer
My
than that.
God.
Longer than that.
Yeah, it was longer than I've seen ever, I think. But yeah, we're here. We got the BigT. If you look behind me, he actually designed that right behind me right there. That's that logo. And of course, all the new things on the after hours, the overlays, that's spinning AH right there. That's that guy. That's him right there. Right there. Go hit him up for all your graphics needs, God damn it. Do it. Do it. But yeah, I've been streaming, of course. You can guess it. Witcher 3. We're still playing Witcher. All the Witcher ever. It's been a crazy journey. We're in the first expansion. It's getting good. We got PUBG coming up after this. And I don't know if anybody have seen or heard, but I did a little guitar stream. 2 days ago. 2 days ago. That was a lot of fun. And people seem to like it. Maybe again in the future, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's good to be here on the show. Good that we got it going tonight. So yeah, that's it for me. Thanks. Let's do it.
Thanks for coming on in again, Vi, being that panel member. We got first time on the show, graphic extraordinaire, BigT gamer. How are you doing? Welcome on in. What have you been up to?
My cheeks are literally sore from everyone talking about me. I've been, clearly doing a bit of graphics work, not too much. But yeah, like I said, with like Dory mentioned, Vi mentioned, Sophis, I've been working behind the scenes to try and get this up and running in the time. And I managed to beat the deadline, but Twitch, they balked. Myself, I've been doing a bit of streaming in between the graphics. I've just finished Assassin's Creed 2, and I've been pushed to do the third in the Ezio trilogy, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm just obscenely honoured to be on here for the first time, and thank you so much to Sophis for inviting me. And again, it's an amazing community, so thank you everything. Thanks.
Thanks for coming on in, and all these graphics, all the intros, all the things that you guys saw at the beginning, it's all BigT. It's all BigT's work right there. He's done some stuff for Dorian, he's done some stuff for Vi. Good quality work right there from that BigT. Hit him up for all your needs. Myself, I've been streaming Agents of Mayhem, man. I've been having fun with this game. A little bit of PUBG on the side. But Agents of Mayhem, I bought when it came out. I've been playing this. Good, single person, third person shooter type game. A little bit of RPG elements in there. So fun times, made by that same company that put out Saints Row. Having fun with this. I think Vi's got that game too. Played a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great fun.
So good times. All right, we're gonna dive into these topics. Dive in. So there's been recent discussions on how we purchase our games. You got Steam, you got Origin, you got the download on PS4. You got all the things going. Wait! I gotta pop that can of hype. Alright.
Oh,
right.
There it is.
That sounded like a good crack.
So, and there's reports that GameStop's stock is down because of their sales and this and that. So the question is, how long are we until physical copies no longer exist? Is the real question. Or where we see, this avenue going to. Dorian, what you think, my dude?
Well, with consoles, since beginning of consoles, we've always had cartridges, discs, Nintendo Switch with like the memory card style little packet, whatever you want to call that. I think there's always going to be a audience for people to pick up disc or a physical copy of a game. However, I will say some places on the PC side where you go to your local Best Buy, you think you're getting the disc. Oh, see, right there. That Vi had. Don't taste those. Those are not fantasty. They're terra nasty.
No.
They're terrible and nasty. Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Whoa, 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 whoa! Vi
Oh,
went
God.
all in there. He went
Live
all
medical
the way
attention
in there.
right
Oh,
here.
Don't
Oh,
do that.
No. Oh, wow.
This is an R-rated stream now, guys.
That's the Galaxy Far. Yeah, that's yikes. Where was I going with this? You guys buy some PC games at your local Best Buy. Guess what? There's no disc inside. All you get is a code. That's all you get.
Them
So you're
codes.
buying just a little plastic sleeve, and that's it. So looks like on the PC side of things, they are slowly migrating. Like, you know what? You gotta have that internet connection to install the game anyway. So here you go. We're gonna just make some money, or maybe I don't know if they make or lose up on money, but you know, at that point, you might as well just get the digital copy. Save you the time of getting out in bed, if people do that these days. You know, all that sort of jazz. But for me, I still prefer having a physical copy anytime I can. However, the only times where if it's, you know, the deals. For example, Star Wars Battlefront 2 was $13 Canadian for the Ultimate Edition on PlayStation 4 a couple months ago. I had to pick that up. Look locally for it. It's $39.99. I'm like, nope, can't do that. Gotta go where the deal is, as I would say. Gotta go where the deals are. But for me, I still prefer having a physical item. I know this is a relic here. That shout out to that prodigal Tim holding that Pac-Man 2 Adventure cartridge on SNES right there. So I like collecting stuff. That's just me. It's a new hobby that I gained when it comes to video games, collecting the original cartridges and the box and the manual jazz. But anyway, I think there's always going to be an audience for both, but I believe we are starting to see more of a digital swing where people are getting those midnight launches at that 9 o'clock Pacific time, where it's, you know, midnight Eastern time. So we'll see.
Vi?
Yeah, I think as long as there's collectors out there, there's always going to be a market for physical copies. Definitely digital is taking it by storm right now. I know ever since I got my PC, well, I picked up Crash because it was an exclusive. But other than this game, I have not bought like a physical copy of a game in ages, man. And I had them all. I would always buy physical. I'd never, like when I was on Xbox or PS4, I would never get from the PlayStation or Xbox store. I'd always go to my EB Games here in Canada, GameStop in the US, and get that physical copy. Maybe what we could see, I'm just putting this out there because this is kind of the trend on, like, you see Kickstarters. The premium, the like collector's edition will be where you get the physical copy of the game. So the base game will just be a code or something like Dorian was saying. And then you got to pay the extra to get the physical copy. I'm just putting that out there. That might happen. I don't know. That's what I see coming. For me, I'd always love there to be a physical. I love collecting games. The old games, like the cartridges and everything. We'll see what happens. I don't think they're going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Big T, what do you think?
So, like I was saying, there's always going to be the collectors who will always want the feel of it. Same with books. Same with music. People still buy vinyls. So there'll always be people, whether it be for kind of, you know, rose-tinted glasses looking back, they will want some form of physical copy. And now, for me, the only thing I will miss about having a physical copy is blowing those cartridges, knowing it's not working. So pull out that Game Boy Advance and give it a good old. What's that musical instrument? Where you blanked.
Harmonica.
For me, that's it. Harmonica. That's it. So yeah, playing the Game Boy Advance like a harmonica. See, since I got my PC, I've not actually bought any PC games physically. So when it comes to having a PC game, there's no real need because you don't necessarily put anything in the disk drive anyway. It's almost an obsolete thing. For PlayStation 4, the only reason why I would ever actually get a physical copy is because, you know, there's not as much space on the console. But now every game you get for PS4 is automatically saved onto the console anyway. So it just makes the disc obsolete. In terms of it, will it go away? No, it will never go away. But will companies switch towards solely digital? I can see that happening. I can see certain games in the future trialing on just digital only to see how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
But to be fair, I think it will almost always come back to people wanting it so they give the people what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old school, man. I had hard copies of all the things. Probably about 5 years ago or so. But once Steam became popular, once PS4 came out, it's just easy, man, to click a button and download. Now, and then you can set Steam to automatically update all the games. It's easy. You don't have to go and play a game and go, oh, I got to patch it because I didn't know about it. It's already done. Here's the drawback. Here's the drawback of not having a physical copy. Because everything is downloaded, it has to connect and it has to verify that you have that game, right? So if my internet goes out, I cannot at any point get on my PS4 and play anything. That's the downfall. If they would implement some kind of not DRM, which I know would open up for pirating, but still, there's got to be some kind of way that you can verify a game offline and still be able to play it. I believe if they could advance the technology where they could do something like that, people would have to do DRMs all the time. There would be no need for a physical copy, even though people do want them. People want them. I'm not in disagreement there, but it's easy, man. It's just so easy to. I'm bored. Let me see what's on Steam, and then I download it and give them all my money. But it's a real, and it's with everything now. More so games, music. Not so much into movies, but you can still get digital copies of movies. It's just interesting to see where the future will go. And I don't think it'll be, anytime soon. But the digital copies. Well, here's another point too. Game developers, they make the game, boom, it's ready for digital download right now. They don't have to wait to put it on a disc and ship it to the store, and then you get it. It's you can have it. You can have it at your fingertips quicker with the digital download, which makes sense. There was a video, I forget who put it out. Y'all know I'm a YouTube junkie. Or somebody released like why the games are the price that they are, basically $59.99 here. $60, whether it be physical copy, download copy, whatever, they're all basically the same price. And it kind of, breaks down the whole aspect of the game in terms of price and in terms of DLC. Most games nowadays, if you buy the full price plus DLCs, you're paying, around $120 for a complete game. And it's basically like buying 2 brand new games at once, but that's where all the cost-effective, people. It takes more to make games now. It takes more money to make all these games now than it used to. So it broke down the whole kind of scenario of where all that money goes and why it costs that much, which makes sense as a business point. And why games are being broken up into DLCs and stuff like that. But that's kind of off topic. But I don't know, man. I'm on the fence on this one. I like physical copies of things, but at the same time, the digital downloads, man, they're just easy. They're just easy. You can develop a game, get it out to your audience quicker. And even with the early access and stuff like this now, you're not going to get a early access disc, right?
Wouldn't that be messed up?
Yeah.
You're not going to.
This game isn't finished, but you gotta buy it. But it's early access, but like you gotta buy it.
Yeah. So
Token, like a voucher code almost in a disc form.
Yeah.
Sounds like a waste of money.
So I don't know, man. It's just, and those early access games are becoming more popularized. More people are playing those types of games. So it's a toss-up, man. It's a toss-up. We'll see. I like Vi's idea of the collector's edition you getting. the hard copy with all the other extra goods, right? I like
Yeah.
that. I like that idea.
I could see that happening. Yeah.
I like that idea. But yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts. Anybody got anything else extra to say?
See, I'll say one thing though, because for me, I truly started gaming at PS2 level. That's when I truly got into it, 'cause I got my own funds, and I just, every single bit of funds I got put into my PlayStation and my collection. Now, I probably had about two rows taller than me in the amount of games I had, because of how cheap those games were going. But I'm looking right now at my PlayStation 3, my PlayStation 4, and it's barely even seven discs, which it kind of says, although I didn't necessarily actively go after the digital download, it's kind of just morphed into that. And if we kind of look back at our own collections, we kind of realize that we've just naturally been pushed towards the digital download, no matter what, for reasons of sales, for reasons of bundles, whatever it be, that it's kind of the market shaping us rather than us shaping the market at this point. And I can see it getting harder and harder. I know for a fact there's a bunch of people out there who currently do only really get the digital. Like Jake, for example, who said he wouldn't even get a game because he was too lazy to go out the door, so he just waited for it to go instead of digitally. There will always be those kind of people. And I think you'll have a very split. Those who love the games and those who love the collection of games, and you will have a very different split in the market.
Dorian, you're killing me, man.
Turkey entered. He likes to make an entrance to this place.
Oh, wow.
This is his other home. He has, put it this way, Turkey has several homes, but he knows this home is very opening. Like, you know what? I can waltz in here without any jazz, and you know what? If we do this, we're good. I know yeah. See, it's perfect.
Oh gosh.
It's perfect.
Exactly. But back on topic. Yeah, Big T made a good point there with the companies kind of pushing us toward that trend. So definitely a good point there. Dorian, Vi, anything else on this subject?
No, well, go ahead, Dorian.
I was just last closing words is, again, I prefer having stuff physical anytime I can, but again, you gotta go with the deals. If you got those promo codes out there, or a PlayStation Plus or Steam or Xbox or Nintendo Switch online service, like, hey, we're gonna have this flash sale, and the game that you've been wanting for a long time, it's instead of being $60, it's 15, and it's the full game, then you gotta go where the deals are. You gotta go. You gotta do yourself justice.
It's hard.
You don't want to just.
It's difficult to pass that up.
Now with collector's editions, that's a whole different discussion. But I know the prices on those collector's editions. Whoa, they could be pretty pricey now. I think the Assassin's Creed, that's over like a couple $100. I think someone said it was $1,000 at one point. I'm like, whoa, is that real? I don't know if anyone can confirm right now, but I thought I heard something about it. I'm like, whoa, you get your own pyramid or something? I don't know. What are you doing? I'm not
Your
sure.
own pyramid. Let's see. It looks like the Destiny 2, which would be a game that's coming out it's soon, September, October. The collector's edition is $100, $99.99 American. So there's your price point.
See, for me, oh sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's the kind of price range you're talking for some of these older games. So Tim mentioned that he just spent $300 on an old game, which was on its original condition out of the box. And if you're talking about having a collector's edition now, when it's brand new and everyone's downloading it, isn't that kind of like a bit of a crazy market? That they're pushing a collector's and they're having to add things into the collector's and add more just to keep that a thing. They're trying to basically bump up the economy to the point where I reckon at some point we'll be hitting $80 games, $100 games, and the prices will go up Same with DVDs and Blu-rays. They started a couple of bucks, and it's gone up and up over time to about 14, 15, 16 now. I have a feeling that the game market's going to slowly top to the point where a standard game is going to be close to 80 to 100 bucks. And then even more if you want the actual disc.
Whoa.
And it just seems to be trending that way, because PS3 was about $35, $40 for the game, if I remember correctly. So yeah.
I remember.
Correction. Destiny 2 Collector's Edition for Windows, $249.99.
Mm-hmm.
Dear God.
Whoa.
It looks like it comes with a messenger bag and all kind of stuff, dude. Cool stuff. I don't know if I'm not going to spend $250 on it. But...
No.
Standard game
console
here
price.
is what?
That's
Tori?
console
90
price.
bucks? I think it's 90 bucks for a new game.
For me in BC, 79 is the price, but then you got them taxes.
Yeah,
we
the
have
tax.
general and provincial sales taxes that bring it up to 89 something. You might as well just round to $90. Actually, you know, if you're buying
it's a solid 90 here.
Okay,
without
well,
taxes.
if you're going out to grab it or digital, whatever it might be, but yeah, you're at least getting 90, unless you got that Amazon Prime or, you know, some other sort of thing popping off, but, you know, base price typically is $90.
Yeah, so in games, I don't know if Destiny 2 is doing it, but they would have, generally the trend is they would have different types of collector's editions as well. They would have like the big one with all the things, right? Then you have like
the statue and the whatever. Yeah.
And then you get like another version that doesn't quite have all that stuff in it, and then you get like a digital version of the game where you get like all the in-game stuff and the physical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's generally the trend. That messenger bag though, man, it's kind of good looking. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna spend 200. Wait, when's that come out? Is that TwitchCon already? Can I get that back before TwitchCon? October. Anyway, so yeah, this type of stuff. Honestly, those collector's editions. Somebody said it in chat. They always go real fast. There's always a market for those things, I believe. But just, you know, when I was really big into World of Warcraft, I bought all the collector's editions. You get all the things. You get a mouse pad, get a soundtrack, get all kind of crap with it. And I was so hyped every time an expansion came out until Blizzard made me hate them. Yeah, but I'm trying to think. The only other, off the top of my head, the only other collector's edition I ever bought was when they released the Star Wars MMO. I did buy that one. I don't know, man. But it seems like those fans, man, they want all that stuff. Somebody's going to be walking around TwitchCon with that messenger bag, Dorian.
Oh, yeah.
Why do I hate Blizzard? I'll tell you what. I'll do a podcast on this show solo to explain why I hate Blizzard. That's how long it would take me to talk about it. Destiny 2 Collector's Edition is $250, Shannon.
That's like $1,000 in Canadian dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. No.
It's like $1,000.
Nobody's not kidding.
Might as well be for that price.
Canada, rip.
Well, here's the thing. So in these collector's editions, all they're really giving you like maps of the like paper maps and things like that. I'm pretty sure they used to be included in like PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And these are all the things that were included for the 30, 40 bucks you paid. But now all of a sudden it's too much of a hassle for them to print something and insert it into the case.
Mm-hmm. Look, here's the Crash. New Crash game just came out. Nothing. Empty. Just the disc.
I hate it. There's meant to be a manual there. That's what it's for. You get the manual. That's the only thing I miss, but you don't even get that with the physical copy anymore.
I'll tell you this. Those SNES and N64 and NES games, if you got those manuals, they are like a little book. It's a novel. And they give you strategies. They tell you. They like if you really want to go in there, like, hey, in Super Mario Bros. 3, I still got the manual for that. If you did not know, you can get that tail, you can do some flying ability. You know, get those P-switches, you know, hit those coins that turn them solid bridges. It's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about that, Jake, I remember Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It came with the map, and I remember actually putting it up. So I had a sloped roof, and I had it starting from the top, right down to the bottom of the wall. And you're playing GTA, like you need to go here. Yeah, there to there.
Yeah.
And you had a map, and it was huge. And they used to do things to make you buy it, but now they're getting lazy, and they just think, oh, they're going to buy it anyway. Let's see what we can, take them for. And that's why I think 5-6 years down the line, we're going to be paying more and more, and then there'll be a VR option, and then you have to pay more just for the VR part. And yeah, the market seems that way.
That is another, it's so easy now. We're talking about all the maps and stuff. Well, now you just go and Google, GTA 5 map, and there it is. Somebody's got it like on Google Maps, man. We could like zoom in on it and stuff like this, right? It's like it's very detailed, but like there's something about those manuals and those maps and all of those things that you guys are talking about. It kind of, I don't know, man. It's the lore, right? It's the lore of the game.
Oh,
man.
I used to love flipping through them.
It pulls you closer in, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
If there was one thing I wish I could go back, just to relive some memories or to make new memories, because I didn't do it. The manuals for Nintendo usually had like a telephone, like a phone guy to call in. I know it'd probably charge you, but I'm like, the guy, he or she would be like, I got you. What do you need? What do you need? I don't know how to beat Bowser here. He keeps on stomping. Okay. All right. You see this part of the bridge here? You go there. You just stand there forever, and he won't hit you. You serious? Taking your nickels. Yeah, it's serious.
But now you get that on Twitch for free.
Or just watch one of us. I was like, okay, now we know. Now we know.
The old Nintendo Power magazines. It was great.
Oh, the PlayStation magazine, all of them.
Yeah. All those things are pretty much died out.
I used to love the posters in the Nintendo Power magazines. Oh man, so good.
You see posters as well, of course. What about that?
The
to make you stick them up on your wall.
The fold-outs, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess the next generation of consoles are right around the corner. And those generally lead the charge on how we interpret and get a video game. So we'll see kind of, I'm sure it'll be kind of on the same path that it is now. Alright, so changing topics. We're gonna, this stemmed from a conversation that we were having, but we're gonna put Twitch and YouTube versus each other in terms of some people are actually leaving Twitch to go to YouTube because of content that they are creating and streaming has a better audience on YouTube than it does on Twitch, and vice versa. So it's interesting to see, although not as many people stream on YouTube, but they still got some people on there, man. They got some people on there. I was looking at stuff tonight. We were waiting for Twitch to come on, and YouTube had let's see, the guy playing PUBG that had the most viewers, he had like 3,000 people on his channel. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at, man. That's pretty good. So Dorian, it was you talking about the Minecraft, right?
Yeah, I was actually talking a little bit at Rainbow Six yesterday, but I think it's I think I'm trying to remember the name, but I know my and DJ Main and iGames know, but I was just scrolling through my Twitter feed. I like to check out what everyone's tweeting out, all that jazz. And I saw one person that was a Twitch partner decide to move to YouTube, and I don't know the details on it, but I thought that was quite surprising. I haven't really encountered anyone within the community, the hub worlds of Twitch that I know of, that have made that jump. until about a week ago. I came across that on Twitter, so I find that quite interesting. But Big T, and I know Vi, we were talking a little about this yesterday, was playing Siege, and Minecraft is just so strong on YouTube, right? Like, people look up tutorials on there, and they're always wanting to know how to build this certain art or whatnot. So Minecraft is so established on YouTube. I figure that's probably a reason why they moved to there. So, but you know, if that's just it, then you know, I guess that's their own prerogative. But as someone, for me, that likes to stream all sorts of get different games or different content, I could not see myself making that change. That's just me. But
well, it was a question.
You mentioned.
It was in that particular instance. It was a topic of income, man. You know, you got all these kids watching, you know, that are young, wanting to know about how to do stuff on Minecraft, man. And you know, you might get a ton of viewers on Twitch, but an 8-year-old's not going to give you $4.99 a month for a sub. But on YouTube, you know, you stream on YouTube, and then you can put that same stream on your channel to be viewed later, and then you make revenue just off of people watching it, and not so much people donating to you directly. So it's a question of content, basically, and when it boils down to it, if it's basically kid friendly, people are jumping ship to YouTube. What'd you have to say there, Big T?
I was going to say the exact same thing.
I stole your thunder. I stole it.
Serious like about it, yes. So yeah, it is kind of about you're not going to sub, but there's another part that plays in that, which is kind of a mix of both of what Dorian and Silvers both said there, which is the community and the loyalty, as well as the $4.99 a month. See, on YouTube, you can watch someone over and over again, but you don't necessarily have the loyalty to someone because you're not normally interacting as live, because most of the time it just gets put as a video as well, which means when you come to Twitch, you have the community, which is you don't just sub just to, you know, oh, yeah, I'll sub to you because I like watching you. That's not how it works. You sub because it's a stream you enjoy being in. Which is one of the main reasons why, again, Twitch, it kind of works that way. And YouTube, it's very much fickle. So you'll watch a video, then you move to another video, and you don't follow one person as such. You just go from video to video. The whole point of YouTube is it keeps you on the website, but not within one streamer. Whereas Twitch keeps you within the community, not necessarily just bounces you around. And that's one of the purposes of Twitch, is to kind of get you tighten it in and enjoy it and get more, you know, friendly with people. But you don't get that on YouTube. You don't get that kind of one-on-one time, that kind of, you know, ability to bond with someone and, you know, go from there and then, which kind of makes sense. So if you don't have that tight-knit community already, starting on YouTube might actually be a better start for you. But in the long term, you're not going to get that constant viewership, that constant support, the constant loyalty as much as you would if you did well on Twitch, which is where I feel you kind of got to, you know, toss up the pros and cons between the two of them.
For
and
sure.
Good night against, by the way.
Vi, what you think, my dude?
So I've never watched any like game streaming on YouTube, so I'm very unfamiliar how it works. I'm assuming there's a chat.
There is.
There is a chat. Okay. And do they have like sub paid options and everything? It's just
There's-
like Twitch but on YouTube?
Yeah. So.
YouTube Red?
How's it work? No, YouTube Red is something different. So you can on YouTube you subscribe to somebody, quote unquote, but that's like the follow, right?
Right. Yes, that's
Okay.
their follow.
And then there's another one that says contribute or something like this.
Okay.
It's got little icons of like coins or whatever. So
And you can just pick how much you want to contribute, sort of deal. I don't know. I'm just wondering, like,
I don't know.
financially.
Let's test it.
See, I think personally, the YouTube finances comes from views. So I'll mention one person because they mentioned it publicly, which means I can't be done for reiterating what they've already told. That there was the Drama Alert host. He pulled in just over 100,000 in 1 month from, it was only 2 months he posted that month. Now he gets a couple of million views on that. Now, when you look at how many videos out there have a couple of million views, that's a lot of videos. You pull in a third of that, half of that, even a tenth of that, that's still more than enough to live on. So I see that more YouTube is for content that is reviewable. Whereas, although, again, when it comes down to watching a vodcast, if you're watching Vi strumming away on a guitar, you'll be doing that every day. When it comes out to a normal game, because it's not live, you don't always, chat. So I think most of the revenue comes from those views, comes from the ads, comes from that such, which is kind of where it's at. You don't get as much live, even if there is some form of scheme. It's definitely more down to the uploading, and it automatically uploads.
Okay,
to
so
as
the
well.
idea
It automatically uploads.
It's the uploads. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
So there's a subscribe button, which means to follow on YouTube, and then there's a sponsor button.
Okay.
Which would be the equivalent of Twitch's subscribe button. So it's $4.99 a month. Blah blah blah. Same thing.
Okay, so they do have all that.
Yeah.
All right. Making the jump from here to YouTube, I don't know.
Content-wise, though, man, content.
Content-wise.
That's why people are doing it. It's content.
Maybe like BigT said, if they don't have the tight-knit community, it might be good for them to start there. I could definitely see that. But just, I guess where I am right now, I could never think about going to YouTube because, everyone's here.
Yeah.
But
and
you're talking about like what games would work better on YouTube, right? Over Twitch?
Pretty
Like
much.
you said, Minecraft or something?
It seems that the games that do well on it are the reviewable ones. So, someone playing some races on GTA, like you do see a lot on Twitch. So I'm being distracted by Twitch. You can't rewatch that as much on the VOD. It's not got that rewatchability, but yet showing someone how to do something on Minecraft or role playing, it has that kind of episode value that follow through. Yeah. So what we do is normally on our games don't have that. Although they're watchable live and the community-wise they're built for that, it's the rewatchability that comes in. So you've kind of got to look for the games that do have that rewatchability.
I'll tell you this: Dungeons and Dragons, for instance. I don't know. Selfish Knows hit me JP. Does a lot of D&D type streams, and I follow Hit Me JP on Twitch, but I'm pretty sure I've watched all his content on YouTube. Just because he got his D&D episodes broken down into like hour segments, and it's just easier to handle than a full stream. So thinking about that would work really well on YouTube.
Yeah, streams like that, and they have the board game streams now.
Yeah.
And they got there's quite a few people doing D&D streams now, and different types of tabletop RPGs like that. And then he also has his own JP's got his own podcast called Dropped Frames, I believe.
Yes. Yep.
So he throws that on YouTube, but I've never seen it. For those of you guys don't know, JP is a streamer that's been around pretty much forever. He was like basically day one with Justin TV, former MLG employee. Anyway, but I've never seen like his when he plays like regular games. I've never seen him upload this to YouTube. It's normally his more episodic streams.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So
yeah,
there again, you got picking and choosing what you're putting on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? So it's, I mean, it's a toss-up, man. Some people, because you can go and rewatch, obviously according to how the account is set up, but you can go and rewatch somebody's stream when they're not live, right? People watch this show on Twitch, but
I watched Turkey's last broadcast when he was offline.
Right, but if you take that same,
I even watched myself.
Yeah. I watched my last stream just because of all the settings we changed to make sure it looked good. But here's the thing: if you make that unavailable to somebody, right? As soon as you stream and it's done, they're gonna go find you on YouTube. You're gonna get that ad money from YouTube if you have the audience. right? So you don't gain anything, really, by people watching past VODs on Twitch.
Mm.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Although
So-
you do, so if a VOD comes popular, it does pop up as a notification, but that's an extremely rare scenario. So all
Yeah.
you ever gain from that is not financial, but more viewership. But again, it's rare. But that's as close as you can get.
So it's I think, do both in the chat. I think there's a button on Twitch called export, and you take that video and it uploads it straight to YouTube. So
Yeah.
that's how I upload these episodes straight to YouTube. I don't.
The
But
thing about doing both, I know as an affiliate, I'm assuming partner is the same. We are restricted to live content on Twitch.
yeah,
And I think it has to be 24 hours until you can put it on YouTube.
you can't stream live to two separate things as a partner or an affiliate. Correct,
That's an
Dorian?
interesting topic. Yeah. That's as far as I know as a partner. But I've seen people be using what's called
Restream.
which is called Restream.
Yeah.
They'd be on the Mixer, which is Microsoft, formerly known as Beam. So Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, Hitbox, you name Vimeo. There's all these different services out there. I'm like, whoa. That's
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they looked at their Amazon agreement that about the content and stuff, but anyway, that's a whole other pickle of a discussion there.
So it's a whole different blanket community. And I think somebody said it. Twitch seems to be more tight knit. Everybody's got their own community, whereas YouTube is just a bunch of random people watching videos. To me, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really big into the. I probably stepped onto that YouTube gaming website about 3 times, but and one of them was tonight. But
He was tempted. He was tempted.
yeah.
You get dragged in.
As long as that, Black Zero, as long as it's not the same time as Twitch, so you wouldn't be able to stream 2 different platforms at the same time.
And that's what Restream does.
Yeah.
Puts it all out there to every site you want.
Talking about, here's some little lore about myself. So when I first discovered Twitch which is November of 2013, didn't really know much about it, or I knew Justin TV back in like it was 2007 or something, but then it came back in November 2013. I was like, oh, this is pretty neat. And then I decided to stream around I discovered Larissa in January 2014. Then I started streaming around March. But that would have been strange if I decided to stream through Ustream back in the day. I was doing those live from PlayStation streams. There was 2 different service options that you could select. That would have been really strange. I don't know where one would be at this point if I elected to go with Ustream, because I don't know if they're even still around. Maybe they rebranded under a different name. But I know that was a large part of my Grand Theft Auto experience was from live from PlayStation, and I know many of you guys remember those streams. And that would have been different, or if I had gone with another service. But I'm happy of where I decided to be, and the people here, the community, very thankful. I'm very welcoming. Walking in this chat, Bad Rap just coming on in, talking about that BBF logo. He knows that's that Vibe food. He knows that Vibe. He knows these folks. The people here are, in my opinion, that I've come across, they're really genuine, good people. Many I've already met from last year, and many more this year I'll be meeting at this year's TwitchCon. So it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be. I want to enjoy it maximally, as people would say.
Perfect. But I'm still trying to figure out, because somebody made a good point, chat. Like, if you want to move your Minecraft to YouTube, or just stream on Twitch, man, and then put the VOD up on YouTube. It's still there.
Yeah.
People can watch it. I don't I don't know.
But then they'll come to Twitch to watch you rather than go to YouTube. If you're already on YouTube, they'll go to your channel anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yeah, I can see why people have made the jump. It just seems to be you have to really, if you're starting out, you have to choose wisely depending on your game, and then which in YouTube you'll have to get stuck to a game. Twitch you don't. So.
Does YouTube have a convention like TwitchCon? Do they do that kind of thing?
There is.
Oh, there is?
One in
Okay.
London. There was in London a couple of Vi's gone. Bye bye.
Oh, sorry.
Disappeared.
Let's do
Some
the
more
thing down here.
fly. Yeah, there is one. I can't remember what it is, but there was one in London a couple of years back. That was someone tried to make me go to, and I
There you go, VidCon. Yeah, it was just.
That's it. Yeah,
VidCon,
sorry.
Oh, VidCon. Yes, I've heard of VidCon.
VidCon
Okay.
was not too long ago, actually.
There was one in London. Am I right? There was a VidCon London not so long ago either.
Well, I guess
Um,
they gotta have a community, like a tight-knit community, I would assume, for everyone to attend that.
It's more of a showcase.
maybe
more
it's
like
just
It's more.
a panel.
It's more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a of the people who get big numbers on YouTube showing up and everybody going to
Right,
see
and
them.
everyone goes to meet them. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's more like that than it is like.
Hanging out with them kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah. So. I don't know, man. Twitch just seems to be more close knit, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Is this a fair assessment? Maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Whereas YouTube feels more of like a, I don't know, like a business, whereas Twitch is more like a business casual feel. Does that anyone
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah, you have to be smart when you go into YouTube, but you don't have to be when you go into Twitch. You can just be yourself. Whereas in YouTube, you kind of have to have a plan to get far. Are we trying to get at?
Hmm.
Well, and it's for me, the way YouTube is set up. For me, it seems like it would be difficult, and I've heard this too. It's really difficult to network with people because other people don't want to. They want to represent themselves and nobody else, right? They're trying to gain their own audience, and they don't, Whereas, our community is like, hey, you go into anybody's stream, and there's probably about 10 other streamers in their chat. At any given moment, and everybody on this panel was like, hey, there's that Vi, go check him out. He was streaming at Witcher. Whereas I've heard on YouTube, it's not, you don't see that.
Yeah, they're not shouting out people and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Again, I've never watched. I just said that like I know that they do that, but
I have not. I would say I've not been in a YouTube gaming stream for more than maybe 5 minutes. It was just more like see what was going on. That was pretty much it. Though I would say I've been in a Mixer stream for maybe half hour. I was watching some Siege just to see what it's like.
Right.
The one thing that they have going is the Twitch, or not Twitch, is the video delay to broadcaster and viewer interaction. It's a lot quicker. Again, Twitch is getting there. And Twitch means the massive one at this time for live stream games. One day, maybe within that 4-5 second range, that'd be pretty sweet. Because I know those people, they'd be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And you've already said hello, but they didn't. I don't know. They zoned out. Like, "Hey, what's up? You there? Hello? Hello?" I'm like, "Yeah, hi."
Or they keep typing, hey, hello, hey,
Hello, hello, hello.
notice me.
Hello. Notice me. I'm here.
Yeah.
Streamer.
Oh, man.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's good. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I don't have any closing words on this, man. To me, I'm still trying to grasp, like, obviously you can't stream to both, but why not? When I think of YouTube, I don't think of YouTube going on and watching somebody stream. I think of looking up a video on how to do whatever, or if I want to watch something funny. It's more like a more like a database than anything. But I don't know. We'll see. Seems like they have some decent amount of people watching and streaming over there, but nowhere near.
I I think I've heard of more people making the transition from YouTube to Twitch than from Twitch to YouTube. Now this is like over the years, not just recently, but yeah, because apparently their ad revenue is all screwed up or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Well,
that's a whole.
Yeah,
That's a whole other beast we don't have to open.
Yeah,
But
since that whole, what's it called? Advertiser friendly. Yeah, those videos, man. Those videos. Advertiser
Colgate not
friendly.
liking the straight shooter Vi of playing Witcher, saying the electric bleeps. Colgate no longer likes it. Nope, no more Colgate. For
They're
you.
out.
Yeah, yeah. And gaming channels have been taking a hit on YouTube because of that. Revenue cut extremely, especially like
I know wrestling has taken a big cut on YouTube.
especially like Call of Duty and like CS:GO and games like this, right? Channels still get the numbers. People still watch the stuff, but they don't get as much money, man. It's rough.
It's a rough life.
Yeah. Hopefully YouTube will. They realize what's going on and they're still trying to work it out, but it's gonna be a while before it's back to where it was. All right. So any final words? Twitch versus YouTube.
I think we put the nail in the coffin on that one.
We did. I think we did.
Good
I'm
closing
curious to
words
see
there.
what happens. I'm curious to see how Mixer goes. That's the one formerly known as Beam. Microsoft has put a lot of investment in it. I'm curious to see what shakes. You know.
Yeah, that's like
You know,
on the Xbox console, isn't it? That's
on the
Beam is on
Xbox,
there?
or you can use OBS or XSplit, of course. But curious, very curious.
All right.
Interesting.
So jumping into the next topic, I have this titled "Games Going Back to Basics." So we see like an evolution of games where they'll do something, and the next game you got new stuff. Next game you got new stuff. Next game you got new stuff, and then the fans are all like, "Give me the old stuff," and then they go back to the old stuff. That's what happens. So I know Big T is biting at the bit.
He's twitching on this.
To talk about this. So I'm going to throw it to you there, Big T. Take it away.
So I'm going to go straight into the big one. The one that isn't necessarily as big in our community, but is definitely one that kind of does shape and kind of helped found Twitch. It's Call of Duty. And it itself has been one that has been part of the huge gaming scene for a long, long time. It's probably one of my, actually I think it was one of my first ever games was Modern Warfare 2. And then I backtracked to all of the games, I've tried them all. And I got to I think it was Black Ops 3, where I kind of gave up. Because everything just started going the complete wrong way. And you can kind of tell just by looking at what they added to a game, what they changed in the game, what they added in the game, going forward, was they must have been sat around that table on a Friday afternoon and gone, okay, what can we add to the game? Not what can we do to improve it? And they just kept adding things that weren't needed and weren't needed and weren't needed. And it just got worse and worse until what looked like a bunch of people with, those rose-tinted glasses saying, hey, I liked it how it used to be. It got to the point where 4 games in, everyone wanted it to be how it used to be. And they've just brought out, as you may have seen on, I think JLS was playing it as well, and there's a few in the community who were playing the beta, World War II. Now, this is a game which really, really has taken it back to the basics very quickly. And it's Sledgehammer Games. So anyone who doesn't know Sledgehammer Games, it always was Treyarch and Infinity Ward, who were battling between the Call of Duties, taking in turns. And Sledgehammer kind of partnered up with Infinity Ward on their games. Sledgehammer were always slated because he never quite nailed it, always made it kind of worse. But they've gone ahead and made a game which has now, for the first time since I think it's 2013, 2014, that is finally getting positive reviews on the websites, which is good. So I do remember one of the Call of Duty release trailers actually fighting Justin Bieber Baby for the most disliked video on YouTube history.
Yeah.
Which was that's an achievement, and they didn't make it. I was a bit upset. Not too much. I kind of went back to sleep anyway. but it's one of those games that I can kind of say it needs to go back to basics. It's one that they went too far. They tried it, they tested it, it didn't work. They've gone back maybe a little bit too late. And there's so many Call of Duty streamers that I started watching, started enjoying, and that's what brought me into Twitch, who no longer play it because the Call of Duty on Twitch is dying. If any of you have seen the viewership numbers, it used to be one of the most popular games on Twitch. Now League's taken over, Siege is taking over Call of Duty, you know, games that shouldn't really be giving this huge title competition have just wiped it out. Let's not sing in chat, shall we? Let's not sing Justin Bieber Baby. But for me, they've done a fantastic job. And I'm going to say this right now. This, for the first time in 4 years, I'm going to openly say I might buy a Call of Duty. And that has taken a lot for me to say because I had written them off, thrown it away, never looked at any of the trailers, never really got into it. But for the first time, I think genuinely it's worth giving it a look because people who play Nintendo games, trialing the beta, are actually starting to enjoy it. And yeah, I really do think that game makers should start actually listening to the people saying go back to the basics because it's clearly worked in this instance. And I'm pretty sure there are plenty of the games out there that have gone too far you could take and leave out of their book. So anyone got any games that they know?
I'm thinking of a franchise right now, the Banjo-Kazooies. They did the 1, they did the 2, and then they did Nuts and whatever the fuck. That game was not quite what Banjo and Kazooie was, but we just seen this year. Was it this year? Yeah, Ukulele came out. And it went right back to what Banjo and Kazooie was or were, made by the same devs, and I think they really nailed it. So I see it working in that instance. One game which I'm hoping they'll please get back to what it used to be is the Tony Hawk games.
Another good example, fantastic example.
Because Pro Skater 5 hurt me very deeply. I don't know what's going on over there. I enjoyed the Pro Skater HD that came out. It wasn't what it should have been, but it was better than nothing, I guess. Pro Skater 5 was not better than nothing. Nothing would have been better than Pro Skater 5. That's a franchise I just hope they find their ground again. But yeah, that's the 2 I got that come to mind for that. And Call of Duty, of course.
Yes.
Well, and Battlefield did the same thing, right?
But again, for me, Battlefield never dipped their toe too far into the future because they saw what Call of Duty were doing and thought, okay, Call of Duty going this way, we need to keep where we're going because if we keep on this trajectory, we're going to become a niche. We're going to become the market leader. Let them do their thing. Let them go their path. We stay where we're going. We'll kind of just take those jumping ship. And again, when you look back at how games were in their basics, there were a lot more franchises, but a lot more franchises were competitive to fight each other. I mean, talk when Call of Duty was back in its basics. Medal of Honor was still going. That's gone.
Yeah.
Medal of Honor was killed off. And there's so many great first-person shooters that never quite made the cut for this generation of console that really could have had it. Just because they never really got a chance because they were killed off while they were, you know, every game was doing what they were meant to be doing and making a game about that game, not trying to reinvent the wheel. And, you know, some of those I would like to see back. I would like to see Medal of Honor take another take at it, take another stab at it. I'm pretty sure they could do well, especially with all the new technology coming on. They could even make the first VR. I'd love to see Medal of Honor take on the VR because they had that kind of intense cinematic game about them. Frontline was a fantastic game. I got stuck on the first mission for about 14 hours and I think I broke 3 controllers in it. But it was still a great game. I loved it. I just don't know where I've been shot from.
I got it somewhere.
What, the 3 broken
What was
controllers?
the other one?
Oh, no.
Homefront as well died off. You ever play that one?
Yeah, Homefront 1. I enjoyed the first Homefront game. Homefront the Revolution, I did not enjoy too much. It was, I don't know.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed, that's another game that started to waver off. It started to waver off, but then I think, I've not played the latest one, but I have seen the reviews and I have seen a couple of people playing it here and there, and it's tempted me again. I've only just got into the franchise, but I saw the one that killed it off. Unity, I think it was. Right, Unity, the one that kind of got the whole nail in the coffin.
But it really wasn't. It was more the release than the actual gameplay, man. Because it was a terrible release and nothing worked.
That's another thing as well.
Yeah. I actually played it. I actually streamed it when it first came out. It pulled some decent numbers doing it. People were trying to figure out what was going on with it, and I didn't have a problem when I was playing it. Apparently the co-op was screwed up, but I wasn't doing co-op. I don't know, man. It was all right. I wasn't a big fan of the series, but I, just got it because it was new. But I mean, it's all right.
See, another example of, like I said, I'd like to see Medal of Honor come back. There is a game that kind of skipped a console, one that was fantastic on the PlayStation and the original, PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox. It never really came out for the next generation, but it's coming back now, and they've not done too many jumps and leaps. They've gone straight to the basics with Battlefront 1. They didn't try and do too much. They literally said, okay, we're just going to create the multiplayer section. Keep it basic, keep it simple, and they did a good job. There's some games which you wish they didn't create it, but then, it's keeping it to basics is the right recipe. And there's so many other games I'd like to see come back that never did. Rayman I think they tried to re-inject that, and that never quite took off. Crash, they've just finally, after so much, they've kind of brought that back, and they're keeping that to basics as well. There seems to be a common theme of keeping it to the basics, but there's still so many games that aren't quite getting that message. So it's the gamers who know what they want.
So we got any games out there right now that need to go back to basics that are not?
Tony Hawk!
Not letting that one go.
Bringing back to Pro Skater 3. Tony Hawk's Underground. Ride and Shred. What the hell was that?
See, there's one that I'd like to say, but one that I've not played too much of because I'm not an Xbox player, but Halo.
Oh, yeah.
That and Overwatch. They're both trying to be more than they are. They're both trying to invent game modes that aren't game modes, like Rocket League and Overwatch, and GTA is now trying to add PUBG inside its game modes. They're kind of trying too much there, so that's two. Splinter Cell's another good example. Splinter Cell went too far and then killed itself.
Yeah.
The question being, what games, franchises out there need to go back to their basics, take it back to what made them great, and stop trying to add things that don't need to be added, and try and reinvent the way.
Bye.
Oh, that toss! 10 out of 10. Good toss again.
The whole sassy to turkey.
Yeah, no.
Dorian, you got any franchise that needs to go back?
Dewey and Big T touched on Splinter Cell. I love the original Splinter Cell games. The first one, the second, and the third. The main trilogy, fantastic, great storyline. It's quite intense, and you're following this third echelon spy named Sam Fisher. After that one, I feel like they were starting to get stale, but then they tried to do something different with Conviction, where I thought it was okay, but then Blacklist I thought was not too bad, but they changed the voice actor. Again, that's just personal preference. I'm like, whoa, that voice is, Sam's known for that gruff and precise voice, and now they have someone that's a lot younger. I'm like, whoa, Sam's not in his 30s, he's in his 50s probably, maybe on there, but yeah, Splinter Cell. I'm hoping this upcoming E3 a year from now we get some Splinter Cell popping off. It'd be nice. But I want to take a twist on this question, where I think games are still within their basics, but making some improvements that are well founded. Now, this is a game I haven't played that I want to play, but I watched B-Boy, I watched Vi play it, JLS, to name a few, is that Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. That game there, that one did a lot of different things from what we're known from the Legend of Zelda series. Like, you don't get that Master Sword like that anymore. You're going through Dark Soul like, oh, grab this item, this inventory. You know what? We're going to be cooking. We got some different ways of healing yourself now. There's a lot of things going on that's a lot different from the main game. And I remember Josh, that Cyclops, he was playing Legend of Zelda, and at that point he was liking it, but there was a lot of differences, so it was a bit of tug and pull for him. But for me, from what I saw, like, hey, this is an interesting leap. Now, I haven't played it. Again, I have not played it. It's a game that's on my radar that I want to play. But I think they've done some really nice changes there that is still fun, rewarding, an epic adventure. A game that I want to play. And I know Vi here, he put many hours into it.
Yeah.
And you know, he went through some spicy monsters, of course.
It was definitely different from the old ones, but I loved it. I thought it was a great improvement. I didn't expect it either, because I didn't see any of the trailers or anything before I got it. And yeah, when I booted that game up, it was like, what the hell is this? It didn't feel like Zelda at first. I mean, well, the characters were there, but like, it was like, okay, this is its own kind of beast right now. And I think similar to that is what the new God of War is going to be. God of War has always been that, you know, hack and slash kind of deal. But from what I've been seeing of this new game, they're switching up the gameplay mechanics. And yeah, I guess that's the other side of what we've been talking about. Games that need to, I wouldn't say need to reinvent themselves, but they're going to try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think Zelda did well.
I've got two sides of the same coin. One that did it really well and one that didn't in the exact same style of game, which was Burnout and Need for Speed. Now, Burnout obviously hasn't made a game really since Paradise, so it's kind of, you know, it's still not being brought to the latest console. But what they took it from the, you know, the original Burnout to the Burnout 3 Takedown and Revenge and all those, they added the whole open world and they made it work really, really well. Need for Speed, however, they didn't. They killed off their own series by bringing it to the new generation, and they kind of stepped on their own tail. So it's two sides of the same coin. It's so easy to get it wrong by adding the wrong things, but if you add the right things, you've got it perfect. But if you keep it to the basics, you don't really please or displease. And it's, you know, some game manufacturers have a knack for always making it right, and some Blizzard have a you know, making it wrong. And you kind of just gotta play it smart.
The
actual gamers.
Speaking about Burnout, Criterion, they actually developed a Need for Speed game that was on PlayStation 3 and Xbox called Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, I believe, and that game did very well. That game did very well. But then the games that followed up after that, like the one that I remember was called Need for Speed The Run or something.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. What's going on?
What a shit game this is, boys. Need for Speed Rivals. Oh my god, don't get this game.
Oh, if I got
the Vitos.
I got like 4 games.
If iGames was here, I'm just gonna tell you that was a game that he first started streaming. By the way, yeah, on PS4. He made his own He made his own game mode. It was like hide and seek tag or something, whatever it was, with his audience back in the day. I remember.
But now I know why we're trying to ban iGames. It's all comes together now. Yeah. Any for you, Sulfus? Any that you believe?
Bad Rap got a great example. Sonic Mania.
Yeah.
Went back to the basics.
Oh, if Kim was here, she would probably say it's really done well. Great job capturing those moments. You know?
Yeah.
You know, and it's interesting. We talk about, like, you know, going back to basics. We have that NES classic that came out last year. You know, the rise of the retro gamings again. Yep. And then now we have the SNES classic that's coming out, which we all know, well, that story is going on right now. But you know, you got some excellent games that are not, I wouldn't say difficult to understand. They're difficult to play in terms of probably beating bosses. Star Fox, I know you.
Right there, Dorian.
You know,
on camera, that Genesis.
Oh, that Genesis. Yeah, the Genesis games. You know, those games were relatively simple in the understanding of what you need to do, but it was the skill of completing that game, those GGs. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'll say one thing: that games that tend to develop a genre, because they don't have much competition, they seem to stick very much to the basics, rather than trying to like invent themselves. Like Call of Duty, I think, again, bringing it back to that, they try to make themselves a niche. But look at games that don't really have much competition. Uncharted, there's not many games that really compete with it. Just Cause, again, that's what the fourth installment, is it now?
Oh, I know there's
And
3 out.
yeah, I think the fourth one's just been developed at the moment, and they haven't made a bad recipe just because they don't have to be anything they're not. They don't have to try and pretend. And again, I think it's just, if you stick to the basics, once you've got it and made it, you don't need to go too far. If you're starting to waver, then you have to add. But for games that are clearly doing well, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Stick with what you're good at, and just make small improvements here and there. Don't try and make the leap. Run before you can walk. That's one.
You know, interesting. I see Stewie talking about Mario. What about DK, Donkey Kong?
Ooh.
You know, I know Donkey Kong started like an arcade game. You climbing up the bars, trying to get the girl, save her, and then of course we got the Donkey Kong Country games, DK64. I remember as a kid, I was like, "Whoa, this is a weird game." Some weird stuff. Yeah, you know, is there a chance of back to the roots of DK? I know they had Donkey Kong Country Returns on Wii, or that was a solid game.
And Tropical Freeze.
So,
But they were, was Tropical Freeze on Wii U?
Yes.
It was. Okay, maybe when the Switch is out. Maybe they'll make a Switch game. Maybe. I could definitely see that franchise coming back. It would be interesting to see if they went 3D or 2D.
See,
I don't know.
It's slightly on topic and off topic at the same time, of kind of keeping it to the basics. Is one game franchise that I seem to at the moment be almost having a gender crisis of not knowing which one it is. It seems to be like doesn't know where it lies, and that's Tom Clancy's. And it comes back to that Splinter Cell as well. Tom Clancy seems to be having a nightmare working out what it is. It's trying to be that kind of like that CS:GO at the same time as being kind of more like, I can't think what we'd more describe the Wildlands. Is it called Wildlands?
Oh yeah.
So that
Go ahead.
No. I'm pretty much at the end of my point. I'm stuck as
okay.
what is their basics? I mean, are they in the middle of trying to switch it up and they just are trying too many things?
I remember Ghost Recon on the computer back in the day. You know, you didn't even have a gun on your screen. It was just a reticle. That's all it was. And you're like, oh, you got yourself a SCAR rifle, an M4, whatever. You can't see your weapon. But it was very tactical based. Now, with Wildlands, I have seen very little footage of the game. So correct me if I'm wrong. But from what I've seen, we are in the wild. You're in like some other place. You're not like in a confined little area where you're trying to, you know, maybe take down these armed thugs or I don't know, something. And I was like, whoa, that's different. Whoa. So
yeah, that seems to be in its own kind of identity crisis right now. I don't know why I call it a gender crisis. 2017 there. But it is that seems to be a game in itself that knows it's fighting a losing battle, and it's just trying to put every single idea that anyone on the boardroom says, hey, how about this? And they just create it. I hope it works well for them, because they have a good team that when they put their mind to it, they do create a pretty alright game. I'm not a fan of certain of games that they've created, but they're not bad in the way that they're made. So I'd like to see Tom Clancy kind of set its stone of where it's going to go, make itself a path. At the moment, it just seems to be a bit, let's throw it at the wall and see what sticks.
Last thing I'll say is not in particular a game, but since we talked about Tom Clancy, is Ubisoft has been kind of all over the map. You know, I remember the days where they made the Prince of Persia. Oh, so good. I remember playing the first 3. I'm going to be playing that sometime soon. But that Sands of Time, the platforming, the rewind mechanic, all that stuff. Oh, platforming was crisp. Real good stuff. Of course, Splinter Cell, on the original Xbox, I know it was on PC, but massive community of Rainbow Six on the original Xbox back in the day. So much fun. I feel like they've done so many good games, but now I don't know. It's like the only Ubisoft game that I find myself playing really at this time is Rainbow Six Siege. That's all. I remember they had a Prince of Persia game for the PS3. I remember playing. I thought it was interesting, but they never followed up on that. Assassin's Creed, I liked. I know some people just want that thing to just go away, but I enjoyed the lore of the first few games. But we'll see what happens with Origins. Rayman, right? We were just talking about Rayman. I know that Andrew, the Jeff, he was going through those Raymans on the Dreamcast,
that's
right?
he was.
Dreamcast, PS1. Now they have like I think they spawned off as like Rayman Rabbids, right? Stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there were
Rayman
Rabbids
Legends.
yeah, there was no Rabbids back then. So, yeah, we'll see
But
what
the Far
Ubisoft.
Cry games, Far Cry 3, I love.
Oh,
Far Cry 3.
that's that one there. Okay,
Yeah.
so Far Cry, the original, that was, if I remember, was published by Ubisoft, but it was developed by Crytek, the people known for the Crysis game.
Okay.
Yeah, that was still a very good-looking game. But
Who did the Division
after
then?
that, the Division was Ubisoft.
Okay, well.
Oh, yeah, that was
There's another game I can't believe I didn't think of. Resident Evil, man.
Oh, perfect.
There you go. That went too far. That had a very, very set path, and it seems to just be trying to reinvent the wheel again. And that's not.
I haven't played 7.
That's got a few.
I gotta play 7. I'm not sure.
I haven't played it, but I know 6. That was like an action game. No
Resident
horror
Evil-
in there at all.
2 is my favorite. That game was spicy. Monsters.
Or
Resident
this
Evil 3 Nemesis.
Great number. Operation Raccoon Shitty. Or Raccoon Shitty. Shit
Whoa.
game. Would not play. Don't buy.
Would not recommend.
No.
Oh,
You
it's
got-
for the bin.
Vi, you got a lot of games tonight you're not recommending. You just got them running around. You're
Sorry.
like,
You're just reminding me of crap games that I somehow own.
I'm glad we could be of service.
I got a pile going back there.
are you tossing them all in the same direction, or are they just kind of?
They're just going back there somewhere. Shred is over there. Rivals is over there. I don't know.
Hashtag Vi hates everything. But yeah, so fighting games too. You know, all the fighting games, Mortal Kombat and all the stuff ventured into the 3D space, and now they're just kind of back into the 2D world, which was good. So I don't know, man. It's good to see these games coming back around. It almost kind of reintroduces itself too. You know, like gamers my age would be like, "Yo, I remember this game was out. The first one was like this. It played like this, and then now the newer fans can witness it all over again." So that's one way to look at it. Final words. Going back to basics.
I think it's kind of slowly getting there. I think some of the biggest franchises are slowly starting to realize. Like I mentioned Call of Duty, and I mentioned a few other. We've all mentioned a few other ones that kind of have succeeded in doing it. So it almost seems to be going back to basics is always the smartest way to do it. It's just how many people will sit through that rough patch while they do it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the community is. And I think Call of Duty was a little late. They could have done it a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Four bad games in a row is pretty tremendous. After a run of like 8 or 9 that just broke records back to back. When Call of Duty 4 broke the record, then World at War put on the back of its thing, it said, you know, it's a sequel to the best-selling game, and then MW2 put the sequel to the next best-selling game, and then just every single game said, hey, we're the sequel to the best-selling game. But yeah, I reckon. Oh goodness. Game manufacturers are starting to realize it, and it's good. It's just how long and how far you have to ride that rough period.
Do you think I've got a theory
Mm-hmm.
about Call of Duty and Call of Duty in space. Do you think they were trying to compete with Destiny? Because Destiny was really big at that point in time when they came out with that.
See, the game that they created, I can't remember, I always get mixed up between Infinity Warfare and Advanced Warfare. They're all kind of the exact same mess. That they tried to compete with Titanfall, without a doubt. Without a doubt, they're trying to compete with Titanfall there. And switching onto the space, that is a good shot as well, because they, again, that kind of era. What was the game that was hugely anticipated but flopped? It was some form of space exploration.
Oh, No Man's Sky?
That's the one. That was probably the most hotly anticipated game.
I'm
and they
not
went and
going over
created
to this show.
a space game. So yeah, that seems to be big. That Call of Duty, rather than saying, "Hey, we're making the best-selling games there are," they went, "Oh, someone's talking about them. Let's try and be them." That is a good. Yeah, I can see what you're trying to say there. That they tried to be other games, and there was no need. Clearly, as you can see, what's happening right now, there was no need to be someone else. Stick to yourself. Stick with what you're good at.
Yeah, and that I never played the new one. I did play Infinity, and I played the one, not Infinity, but what was it? The one before that.
Black Ops 3?
Black Ops 3, Ghosts. Ghosts, Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, then Infinity Warfare, I believe.
Yeah, Advanced Warfare. I played this one. I didn't play the Infinity one. And then I'd have to say though, man, my favorite Call of Duty game was like Modern Warfare, dude. That one was good. That one was good. I liked it. But
Black Ops 1 for me.
But I never played a whole lot of Call of Duty, man. Like first-person shooters were never my thing. Like I played PUBG a lot, but it's different, man. There's different aspects. It's not run and gun type stuff. It's more tactical, right? And then Destiny has enough RPG elements to keep me into it. I could go into matches, PvP for a while, and then play a few matches, get bored, and then go do something PvE. So that's how Destiny holds me. But first-person shooters, believe it or not, is really not my forte. But anyway, so yeah, we'll see what other games decide to bring it back to basics, and see how they do. It's what's interesting to me is to see what Call of Duty did to bring it all the way back. Now, what's the next game they're going to do? Are they going to continue the timeline?
Who's up next in the development cycle?
So this is Sledgehammer is doing this current one, and afterwards, because Treyarch actually hasn't run a game since Black Ops 3, it normally used to go Treyarch, Infinity Ward, but the last one has been Treyarch, Infinity Ward with Sledgehammer, then Infinity Ward with Sledgehammer doing the Modern Warfare remastered, and then this one is just Sledgehammer. So it seems like
Treyarch maybe
is getting pushed out. But if you look at the games that right now people are calling for and demanding, it's not Infinity Ward games. It's Treyarch. So they're wanting the Black Ops 1, they're wanting the Black Ops, some like the Black Ops 2. That wasn't my favorite. World at War, and with this one, what they've got and the way to describe it is they've got these sounds from World at War. So all the hit marker sounds, all those kind of sounds. So sounds are from Modern Warfare 1, sorry. All the actual color scheme and all the scenery and all the textures are from World at War. So they really have mashed the two games together that were the best selling and the ones that everyone's demanding, and they put them together. It is an exact mishmash. The colors of the brown, the grey, and the dull are back in it, and that's from World at War. And then the hit markers sounds are from Modern Warfare 1. They're the exact same sounds used. Actually, generally copy and pasted. Who does the next one? I hope Treyarch, because they've been messed about, and I think it's time for them to come back. But please not do Fourth Dimension. No.
Off topic, but with the lines of Call of Duty, a year ago we were discussing about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, right? With the remaster of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. or known as Call of Duty 4 at the time. You can buy that game sold separately now.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's about
Remember
time.
at the time, you had to buy that certain edition.
Oh,
or
yeah.
The 2-tier editions to get that game. You can buy that game on disc on its own now for just $54. So that's like 60, a little over $60 for us Canadians. So that's interesting. I'll put this out there. I really liked Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 and I think Call of Duty. It was just called Call of Duty 3 at the time, which was a World War 2 on PS3. I enjoyed those games. I played a lot of those games back in the day, especially the online with Modern Warfare series. But I haven't got myself back into it. And oh boy, I don't know how it would go down. The floodgates could be worse than GTA.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Taking it back, the digital download's cheaper. It's $40 on the US stores for PS4. So digital download being cheaper.
Yeah.
But they'd have to create a actual a line to manufacture them because it's not being done already. So I can kind of see why they've done it this time, why it's cheaper from the off.
I do got
But
that
maybe-
platinum trophy.
Maybe it's how it goes.
There's a mode. It was a co-op mode. You had to take out these like big tank people in Modern Warfare.
Oh, Spec Ops.
Those were fun. I enjoyed those.
Yeah.
Juggernauts.
Juggernauts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Spec Ops mode was actually pretty cool back in the day. Maybe one day I'll be.
Me and
hey,
that Black
on that
Zero
PS-
72, we spent a lot of time in the Spec
Would you guys
Ops.
want to play that on PS3? And then
I'll get that. Yeah.
that would be fun. That would be fun. A Spec Ops run.
Got on
That was a
Xbox.
good time.
We've
Yeah.
got some Black Ops Zombies even. Oh.
Oh, them zombies.
I've not played Zombies. If you guys don't know, I've
Oh.
not played Ace.
Ever? No.
No,
Black
I
Zero
haven't.
Are we
72,
gonna
he's
break
your
you into
zombies
it?
expert.
What?
He's beat
If
every map.
it was, I
think.
would get the PC version because we could get those Banjo Tooie stuff in there, right? Those mods, those silly mods.
No. No.
Dun, 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 no, no, no. Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
Vi would have Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like Left 4 Dead.
Mm-hmm. Left 4 Dead is no longer Left 4 Dead. It's just Star Wars.
Oh, this game's fantastic.
Roger.
Roger.
It's perfect. All right, so next topic we kind of hinted at this earlier. We were talking about Twitch versus YouTube, but networking and friendships and communities on Twitch. So we hinted to this earlier when we were talking about YouTube. But what you got on this, Vi?
Fucking Beak. That's all I gotta say. He knows what he did. Yeah. I feel like the community here is just amazing. I love going into other people's streams, and you know who everyone who's in chat. You know everyone. As like every stream you visit, you know everyone that's in there. The community is just so tight knit. It's crazy. And meeting everyone up at TwitchCon and networking, but just hanging out with the friends you made here on Twitch is great. Is great. I love it. Gonna be with that Dorian and that Sulfus and TwitchCon. It's gonna be good.
Not long now. Not long now.
I know. Countdown has begun. Big T?
See, I'm assuming we're allowed to talk about other names here who aren't necessarily still with us. Not dead, just not with us from the community stance because they've kind of dropped off Twitch. But I personally, so most of my community, the way in was this way, was through Panic Beats, who I know Dorian knows very well. Panic Beats, yeah, was my god. I used to enjoy going to his stream, playfully mocking his abilities, and then slowly got when he started to move away from Twitch due to personal reasons. Obviously, he had a huge move going on from Colorado to another state, and then started watching Dorian, who back when he was playing Battlefield 4. That's right. So the first ever game I ever saw Dorian play was a first-person shooter, which then never really happened too much after that for quite some time. It was welcome. I'm playing some Battlefield 4, and goodbye. Now enjoy Mario Maker. And all those 44-hour levels in Mario Maker where you sat there and scratched your head as to how someone can manage to put up with that. And that kind of level of patience, then kind of you learn that's the loyalty that you get when you're in that tight-knit community. You notice these things because it becomes something you enjoy, where you can kind of say, all right, I know how someone will enjoy this game. I'll know this. And you get to know people quite well, which again, mentioned you wouldn't necessarily on YouTube. And then from Dorian, that kind of just opened me up to all the other great streamers in the community, Sulfis, Vi, Viamet. What was he playing? I'm trying to think now. I think it was...
Was it Mario Party?
No. It was one of those mansion games or some Super Mario game. It was something where I remember walking in and feeling, oh, I've just joined the stream and it starts, because it's just the castle at the beginning of one of these stories.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I kind of remember what I kind of first watched people playing. And that kind of community you kind of build up from there. And like I said, going into a chat and knowing people, it's huge. It's a great feeling. And if I was to randomly go into someone else's stream who I didn't know and wasn't part of the community, you feel like a very, very small fish in a very, very big pond. See, Luigi's Mansion was what I was thinking, but I couldn't remember Luigi playing it. It's that small fish in a huge pond is a very daunting feeling when you've got 1,000 people, 100 people, 20 people, no matter how many it is, you know no one. It's a blank piece of paper, and you're going to go, where do I go from here? But with the community, because everyone introduces you to everyone, and because there's always someone there to break the ice,
Yeah.
you never have that issue. So you go into someone's stream. So I know, for example, Sulfurs. Again, I've watched a lot of these streams in the after hours, but I only realised you actually streamed personally about 4 or 5 after hours in. I went straight in there, and I've never actually generally spoken to you. And all of a sudden, I realised, all right, I think it was Karate Claire was there.
Yeah.
And
Claire.
Not Today Zerg, from who obviously hangs a lot in JLS's stream. I think there's someone else as well. It might have actually been Andrew, but I don't think I spoke to Andrew that much that day. I think he was just heading out. But it's that ability to go into a chat and already have a conversation right there, no matter who it's with.
Yeah.
So you kind of can build yourself that way. And that's one of the great things about this community. That's why why you're mentioning it may be smart to start out on YouTube. You wouldn't leave. I wouldn't leave either. And I enjoy it that way.
Perfect. Dorian?
Get your plate ready. There's gonna be a lot to consume here. Well, gosh, I don't know where to start, but let's go back in time here. Let's get that DeLorean 88 miles. Binos, we're gonna see some serious
shit.
Yeah, we're gonna see some serious stuff. Man, I remember when I first started, right? Just after meeting Larissa, I was like, this looks like a fun time. Wanted to stream and meet people across the web, and through Larissa, guess who I met? Many of you guys know who he is. He's our bearded friend. Some call him iDaddy. Some call him Antonio, or iGames, or something that tickles your fancy. He's quite the interesting fellow. Good friend of the broadcast of here on After Hours, of course. But yeah, that iGames, I remember meeting him. We touched about a little Need for Speed. He was playing that. He was playing some hide and seek. I was like, you know what? I'll go check him out and see what's all about. What's going on over there. And I've got to know him since then, a little over 3 years now, and a good friend that I believe that with the games that he plays and we play, and when we can, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy his community over there. I've met many people, like Mai, for example. I know Mai and iGames would play that Minecraft quite often, and they would invite me to be a part of that. Within the community, I remember meeting Bill Buckner. Yeah, Bad knows. Bill Buckner, the Craigatron, Panic. And these are names that people that have been on the show here before, and that opened my gateway to meeting BigT through Panic. I want to say through that channel, also meeting Sulfis. It's just amazing. Jake finding my stream when I was playing Spyro 1. he was looking for a stream that was not a speed run, and I'm just playing a game, pressing some buttons, blowing my fire out with Spyro, you know, doing our thing. And he was there every single day. As soon as I hit start streaming, he'll get that notification. He'd be the first one there. Like, hello there. And I'm like, whoa, Jake is here. I'm like, whoa, this is cool. We got our first regular of the broadcast here. So that was really exciting. You know, I'm sure, Jake, you already know that. But I always appreciate you there, Jake. Whether you chat, lurk, moderate your streams. You know, Jake's introduced me to like Purple Poison, Synthetica, the Turkalicious. Hold on. Turkalicious.
Oh.
Right there. Yeah. We know you. You know, the Dutchman, you know, there's names that could go on and on. It's just, it just spawns. It's a massive tree that keeps on growing, and they won't stop coming, those leaves. They keep on coming. And, you know, it's just amazing. You know, meeting Vi, from that Monstar and Crazy Gamer X, which I met Crazy Gamer X through that Raw Gaming through a 2-2 raid or something. I was like, whoa. You know, it's just crazy. Yeah, see, I remember Big T. I remember. Yeah, I remember introducing.
Big T, I think you made Crazy logo, didn't you?
I did. I made his logo. Yeah.
I think that
all
was the
ties back to me doing stuff.
It's
that
just,
was the first Big T work I seen. The orange and white.
CZ.
Crazy. Yeah.
I see what Beak is saying. First fella stalker. I choose my words a little more cautious than that. He's been a good friend there, Beak. He's been a good friend. You know, meeting through Beak, he found me when I was playing Super Star Fox from that Jesse Star stuff, formerly known as Soupy Twist. I met him through that Sten Rose, you know, who's been on the show. So the connections are strong with this community here. You know, the hub is so amazing. And, you know, going into a stream, for example, Vi's stream, your stream there, Solfus, whoever it be, Big T, always a very warm welcome. You're like, hey, Dorian, how's it going? It's so good to have you here. And, you know, you're genuinely invested, not just besides the broadcast and gameplay, it's the people that are there. You know, people know. When you go in that Vi channel, you got that Andy over there, you got that Jeff Gaming over there, that Captain Crunch, Sweet Bean, Steel, you know, they're there. You know, it's very welcoming. You go over to Jake, you got that synth, you got an Avenger doing the weird things. Some things I'm not sure, but you know, it's a good time. Go to Turkalicious, doing all those dances. You know, it's perfect. You know,
so good.
I'm very fortunate that I discovered Twitch, and it's just more than a game live streaming for me. It's hanging out with friends. You know, I think of it this way: like, I got the controller, I'm gaming. You guys are on the couch and you know, chowing down on your pizza. Food talk. Whoa, that's a whole different discussion. But you guys be chowing down from restaurant to restaurant to Taco Hell to Taco Bell. You know, all these different stories. It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
All those Dorian business cards on the way.
Oh, Jake, we got 500 of these, right?
Break it out. Bye.
We got 500. We got 500. This is a Big T exclusive. 500
best
of these.
design.
That's what.
Best design, guys.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very grateful to the people I have met, and if there's any way that I can help them with their channel growth and have them enjoy what they stream and the content, you know, I'm there for it, whether it be multiplayer, hanging out, chat, all that good stuff. So it does not go unnoticed. And you guys being here tonight, this community after hours, having the streams of, you know, a few regulars of my channel, from, you know, Big T, Vi, Solfus, you know, all of us bringing it all together. It's fun. Good time.
Perfect.
Wow. We all want to hear your story. Come on.
Believe it or not, okay, here goes my lore.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
This is when the Elder Scrolls Online came out, so this is the time period. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking on Twitch for other people that stream in this ESO. I just got through playing for a long time. I was gonna take a break and see what other people were doing, but I wanted to find a channel that didn't have a whole lot of viewers, right? Lo and behold, I clicked on that Bill Buckner's channel and started watching him stream. You know, guys that know Bill, sadly he doesn't stream anymore, but that dude's a character, man. He had no clue what he was doing in the game. I was trying to help him out, and then I just kept going back to watch him stream because he was entertaining, man. And then through Bill, I met so many people on Twitch. That Kragatron, that Panic, JLS, Dorian, and then through finding these people, I found other people through those people, and it was just like, just started multiplying exponentially after that, to the point to where now, like all you guys were talking about, you go into somebody's chat, and they're all there, man. It's just everybody's there, same people. And actually, if anybody remembers, from 3 years ago, Bill Buckner and Kragatron were, and myself, were the first panel on the show. We had no idea what we were doing. And now, 3 years later, we're still doing it. Yeah, almost 3 years for you, Dorian. Dorian was on episode 4 ever, and is still going strong with us. And don't stop, man. It's crazy to think about how many streams I can go into and see familiar names. And I think it was you, Big T, talking about, like, you go into somebody's stream you don't know, man. It's almost like you don't want to say anything. But it's real easy to start a conversation because you see all these people's familiar faces. And the payoff for me this year is going to be able to hang out with everybody at TwitchCon that's going. That's going to be cool. I'm looking so forward to stepping off of an airplane and seeing that Dorian and that Vi, that Andrew. At the airport, man. We're all staying at the same place. I can't wait. So it's, yeah, we got the Cheers theme song going on in chat right now. That's pretty much right. That's pretty much it right there. I think Big T, I think I met him in Panic Stream probably.
Yeah, we didn't necessarily speak as much there, because I think it was more in Dorian's stream we actually did get to talking.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things. It's, you see someone's name in one chat, and you may not have that huge conversation with them, but then you go into another chat, and it's, okay, you dwindle down to you knowing 4 people in the chat, 3 people in the chat, and not the streamer, and it's, Silphus, I know you from Panic, and it's, it then becomes an ability to talk to someone. So 9 times out of 10, the people that I know in chat, that I speak to in chat, I didn't necessarily speak to in the first stream I met them in, because it becomes when you see them more than once, you go, okay, well clearly we're going to keep bumping into each other. So let's say hello. I'm Tristan. I'm Big T. I'm Kevin. By the way, I'm Kevin. If you wondered.
Oh,
there he is. There's that fucking Kevin right there. We found him.
In the Fire Nation.
Andrew Clusin.
But some other people, Claire, I met Claire in Panic's chat. I was trying to think of some other people, man, like that can narrow down. Like the first time
Dino. I met Dino from the Panic, which Big T and the Sulphus connection, and of course the Claire and the Zergs. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Merkin?
Yeah, Merkin, yeah.
I made his logo.
Oh, somebody else I haven't seen around in forever, probably that stopped streaming about the same time Panic did, was Proper. You guys remember him?
Proper, yeah.
Oh yeah, Big T.
Everyone I made the logo for to stop streaming.
Wow. Oh my god, I'm gonna stop streaming. Oh god, what have I done?
Vi disappeared for a moment. That was perfect.
Oh.
It looked like you did a Yoda Force Ghost. You're like,
yeah.
Well, Dorian's still going, so that's got to be something. At least one person's not giving up on me.
Oh yes, yes. Where's Merc? I don't know, man. I haven't seen him in a while either.
I played some Counter-Strike with him about a year ago, and then I did see him popping very briefly into Propper's. Propper did a random stream out of nowhere, talking about how he wants to come back to streaming, but never quite could find the time. I saw him there as well, so he's still floating around. I just don't think he's in this community, or I don't think he comes onto Twitch unless he gets a notification. But Merc is still around. Very rare
He's
sight.
still around. He is. He changed his name. It went from I'm Merkin, or I'm Merkin now, and then before it was Merkindom, I think. I don't know. He had some different. He changed his name maybe once or twice, but I do see him. Zanika, that's an interesting lore right there. I was playing Ocarina of Time, no Chop included.
You got lucky.
Yeah,
Free
no
stream
Chop included. Yeah, she found my stream. I think she's from the. She's somewhere across the pond. Europe is such a broad term. I feel that's such a bad term, but I know she's somewhere over there. But yeah, I remember her. She recently came back, was playing some Banjo-Tooie, or Kazooie, and it's like, well, these graphics are nice. I'm like, I know, right? Yeah. But it's neat. I know all of us kind of go through this, whether on our streams or someone else's stream, we see someone we haven't seen for a while, and we are able to literally pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Perfect example. PM.
Yeah, I have not.
The ultimate question. Where is
Yeah,
PM?
Many people ask. I'm not sure. I did send them a Steam message. Many people know the PM with the tunes and the GTA and
Didn't start the fire.
Yeah.
24 confirmed Kappa. You know, those questions.
Yes,
American
right.
Truck Simulator with just PM tunes for days. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's one thing you get in this community is when someone isn't there, you know.
You notice.
Yeah.
And you remember, and that's
Yeah.
you'll never ever get that on YouTube. And that's one of the great things that this community has built is you know when someone's missing because it just isn't the same. And it feels. But yeah, we all miss PM. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and there's so many more people, man, that go, like, I met Ra through Dorian, and then through Ra, I met Tiny, and then it just keeps going, man. I met that iGames, and then through Dorian, I met Larissa. There's so many people. So many people. I'm sure I'm leaving people out, but it's just, and you go into all those people chat, man, and it's the same people. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's don't get me wrong. I love everyone, of course, but when you haven't seen someone for a while, it kind of as a broadcast, it gives you sometimes a little perk,
Yeah.
You'd be playing, I'll be playing Banjo or Vi playing Witcher, and you see someone you haven't seen for a while. Whoa, how you been?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You need to have a quick catch up on the stream, what have you been up to, and you get the whole life story.
One of Jake may or may not know this, but Jake has, or at the time there was this girl named little cat lady, would always be at Jake's stream, no matter what. Now Jake maybe not notice it. I don't call it lurkers or anything, but I remember she would always be there for that Jake, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
You got that Mai too. Mai is everywhere on Twitch. Everywhere,
Yes.
everywhere I go.
I see that Mai around.
Mai is the Omni Twitcher, dude.
Let me tell you about that Mai. He gets around.
Mai is the Omni Twitcher.
I remember with the iGames and of course DJ Main, Panic, JLS,
Craig?
Craig, yeah.
Mai
is a hub world right there.
Mai is in every channel. All at the same time.
Mai's the person that when you go into a channel you don't know and you see his name, that's when you're in the channel now because you know you've got someone to talk to.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
It's a myth. It's a legend. Really? First person.
I know I met all of you through at Crazy Gamer X back in the day. Well, I mean, so that's where the bridge was. The bridge to Dorian, and then through Dorian, I met the Sulfus. And Big T, I'm pretty sure I've seen you back in the Cray days. I remember Cray showing me his logo before he put up. It's like, yo, this guy made this for me. What? How do you? What's the thing? Because I think you did it first. It wasn't orange and white at first. It was some other
He
colors.
wanted it blue. He wanted it blue.
Yeah.
And
so,
I said, no, let me show you orange.
Yeah.
Let me show you orange. And I was like,
that's what it was. And you set him on the right path.
Do that too often.
But yeah. And then once we got to Dorian, it's just there everyone was. There everyone was. At Dorian. He's the hub.
Yeah, see, Dorian for me, in terms of the community that this is, Dorian was, again, the person that I met everyone through. So everyone that I'm speaking to now in the chat and everyone who is here, apart from Mai's the only person I didn't meet after Dorian. I met Mai actually in Craig's stream, which was before that. I think I met Craig about a month before I met Dorian. And I met obviously Mai in Panics as well. But in terms of it, like everyone from JLS, everyone from that to iGames, to Vi, to Sulfus, and then from Vi I met obviously, you've got the likes of Andrew, Jake I met through Dorian, Sulfus I met Karate Claire, I'm pretty sure, at the exact same time I met Sulfus. I kind of both spoke to them on the first time as well on the same day. Yeah, kind of we all have for ourselves the hub, the center, the one that brought us into the community, and then your perception is they're the middle of the community. They're the sun in the middle of the cosmos. Unique BigT for me. Oh.
Yep. Raw definitely has a galaxy of his own, I'll tell you that. Some strange, no, some funny, likable characters, but some ones are like, whoa. Like that Apollo. That guy's a wild stallion. Apollo, you hearing this? PUBG? You're like, hello there. Throw a flashbang, close the door behind me, and I'm stuck, and then go boom. You know?
You got Ruben as well, a crazy character.
Oh, Ruben is he might be.
He's a crazy.
I think he might be at the TwitchCon, at least for a day.
Really?
Yeah. So
nice.
I wonder. I will say this. I know last year's TwitchCon, I believe everyone was who they were from what their stream was, and very likable. Everyone just melded, and it was all great. Now, people like the Rubens out there, well, that's going to be a test, isn't it? We shall see.
It's going to be good.
Yeah. Counting down the days, boys.
Let's,
Are we under 2 months? We gotta be, right?
Easily, yeah, because it's got to be, it's October 20-something, it's 23rd, 24th. So you are currently now about down to 8 weeks, possibly up to 9 weeks.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Gamer X. It seems like last year just happened to me. Like, I remember everything as clear as day. And yet we're gonna go on another adventure in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna be here before we know it. And I can't wait. It's gonna be good. We're gonna try to rig up some kind of after-hour stream from TwitchCon, guys and gals. If we can get it to work, we're gonna try for it. Some kind of way. We're gonna make it happen.
Oh, IRL.
Strats are being put in place. Strats are being put in place.
Yeah, we're working on something to make it happen. And I'm sure everybody will be doing their video logs. That Dorian, you plan on doing that again?
Oh, of course.
We got that Dorian right here.
Let's see if this command works. I want to test it out for science. Big T, you want to get to see if this works? That's my TwitchCon. Want to see if that works in the chat? Hopefully.
Let's give it a go. It's happening in invalid times.
Well, Pacific Standard Time.
Oh, it's cancelled.
No.
I thought it would work. Gave it a go. Oh, mother father. Well, I know there's a timer.
I'll work on it. Oh, I'm not mod. I can't work on it.
Them time zones.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
Just RPG mentioned nervous about meeting people during TwitchCon. I know for me, like when I met Dorian, it was just like picking up from where we left off in the chat. Just the conversation just picked right up. It's not everyone was like they were on stream, and there was no awkwardness or anything. It was just a bunch of friends hanging out for a couple days.
Ah, you're right there, BigT. You're right there.
Oh, did you fix your command?
Possibly leaving it in EST might be worth as well.
Maybe.
Oh, you already have.
Maybe the dream.
Oh,
The dream.
Ooh, hey!
Oh!
We
Okay.
got there.
Oh, wow.
Alright, yes.
1 month
What's
and
happening?
19 days?
Wow. Wow.
That's like 6.5 weeks, man.
Huh.
7 weeks, yeah. Like, yeah, 7 weeks, because it's 28 days plus 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Straight for the hug. I'm hugging everybody at TwitchCon. Fair
You
warning.
know, Jake remembers he was going. We've told the story a few times. He's going for the handshake, and I went for the bro hug, and then that was the icebreaker. I guess it was just perfect. I remember Turkalicious there, man. Turkey and Vi, they got along really well. I remember when we were playing pool and stuff. They even when I was showing my dad last year in my family the video log, and my dad's like, that Vi and that Turkey, they get along. I'm like, yeah, they're pretty funny. And then guess what? Guess what? You know that whole thing with the Turkish delight confirmed.
Perfect. Yeah, fair warning. I'm hugging everybody at TwitchCon. Even if I know them or not. No, I'm playing.
That's a lovely security guard badge you've got there. Let me just give you a hug. And then we'll pick him up from jail later on. Yeah, and I need to go in next year. I know Beak and Rambo's and a couple others from the UK going next year. I'm planning on coming next year.
oh
We're
shit!
gonna make it. Yeah, we're gonna make it. So next year is 100% happening. We just need to find out where we're flying to, basically, and then we're there. I've already saved up. I've already got half the funds already.
You know, it's interesting to see what next year's TwitchCon would be, because you know they sent out that survey.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be in California next year.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, man, because they put out that survey. It was like, you know, Texas, Vegas, like all these other places, man.
Oh, if it's Vegas, I'm there. I'm there.
You know,
No, I'm
just-
there and I'm staying. I'm never leaving.
Raw.
I'm going to become a tour guide.
Raw wants Vegas dream. I've not ever been to Las Vegas. Besides American Truck Sim, that was my only simulation value there.
I've actually
Cluster.
I've been to Vegas. I've been there.
Yeah.
I know somebody that lives there too, so I hope it's in Vegas. So
Oh man.
I can see the TwitchCon people
Me
and the people I know.
and my Turkish delight hitting the town in Vegas.
Mm,
Ooh.
Set up your own club.
that could be dangerous.
These two guys hitting the town right here.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Smooth.
B-boy, I see that B-boy over there too. He's right
Yeah,
there.
it is
there.
B-boy.
There he is.
It's in the background.
No,
Yeah.
Vegas. I wouldn't be coming home. I'd be doing TwitchCon and then just staying there. And I'll make it work. I'm not leaving Vegas if I ever go there.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yes, all this talk has got me excited for TwitchCon now. I was excited before, but it's getting close, man. That countdown timer.
Yeah, that's close.
That countdown timer. Well, I mean, guys and gals, we've talked about all the topics that we're going to cover tonight. My dude Dorian, them shout-outs.
Shout out time. Well, again, thank you guys for being a part of the after hours tonight. Again, special thanks to that leader dog and that Big T being our special guest. And oh man, the intro, the graphics, all of it, this overlay that we got going on right now. That Big T gamer, it's good peeps. Everyone here, definitely hit up that Big T, that hot follow. If you need them graphics, you need those business cards, Vi's got that one in pending right now. It's in pending sim. But if you guys don't know BigT, definitely hit him up. Of course, you gotta love that Vi and that Sulfus. Sulfus, the one that keeps us all together, the epicenter of the show here. Vi holding it down as the clone army leader, taking back against those clankers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to follow the After Hours channel and Twitter for you guys to know when we have our next show. And my information there, Dorian_D99, my Twitter, and again, my Twitch name, Dorian_D. I'm going to be playing some Banjo-Tooie on Friday and probably Saturday. And then after that, I'm not sure as to what my next games will be. But then, of course, we got Battlefront Monday coming up and Siege Tuesday again. Hopefully, keep that record. By the way, I didn't kill a single teammate yesterday. Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. So, again, thank you for having us here, Sulfus. Everyone that joined here tonight, thank you so much for spending your evening, despite the Twitch thing that was not under our control. But we had a wonderful time here tonight. I sure did. And you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night, your Thursday morning or afternoon, wherever you are. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
That Vi.
Oh, my dude. So it was real close to not happening, people. We were sitting there, we were refreshing Twitter support, we were refreshing Twitch. We're like, do we cancel it? What's going on? I'm so glad it all worked out and we got to do this because I think it was a great show. I need to suck Big T's dick for a little bit. Look at this.
Whoa!
Look at this photo back here. You see this? This is the kind of quality you can get if you hit up the Big T and you need some stream graphics. Look at that rotating After Hours symbol down there. You want that? You need a logo, you need graphics, you need anything. Go! Hit up the Big T. He got you. He got you, okay? Do it. Just do it. Get it. Slide into his DMs, man. He'll answer. Anyway, this whole rebrand he did for this channel has been fantastic. It's insane. Seriously, go check him out for your graphics. Now, I'm going to be playing some PUBG. In probably like a half hour or so, if you want to come over and have some games, it'll be fun. And Witcher as well. We're in the Witcher 3 DLC expansion. That's going great as always. Mario parties on Sundays. Guitar streams maybe in the future. To be determined. TM. Who knows? Coming soon. TM. But yeah, that's it. I had a great time tonight. Thanks for having me as always.
Oh. I was talking about hugging people, man. Vi just took it all the way out there.
Oh, am I meant to follow this? Am I meant to follow this?
Big T, them shoutouts.
First of all, I've been in the last few minutes drafting up a restraining order against Vi, so I've already got that in place. So come next TwitchCon, I will be ready. Any sharing rooms, that's all a myth. Anyway, in terms of it, no, I have to say a huge thanks to Sulfus. For again inviting me on. I'm glad I could do what I can to help here. Again, this After Hours has always been an amazing thing that Sulfus has done to help bring this community together, and what he created along with the great likes of Bill Buckner, Craig, and all the other people who've been on before me. Again, do check out the past broadcasts below me because some of them are just absolutely sublime. In terms of us close to not happening, we were so worried. We had to jump into a game of Star Wars Battlefront while we were just sat there refreshing our laptops and keyboards, absolutely like mad trying to get live. And it was at a point where every single flicker on every single refresh we were mentioning, just praying that it went live. In terms of the rebrands and the graphics I do for the community, again, I'm going to take no payments in forms of fellatio. I'm just going to straight up put that out. I'm pretty sure it's called soliciting services. So for anyone watching who has any form of law enforcement in their family, I do not accept that as a payment. So that's a nice saying, but I'll pass on all future offers of such. But in terms of what I do, again, I do it because I enjoy the community. And that, again, like I mentioned with that Dorian, give him a follow. It's what brought me into the community. Sulfus, who puts us on, again, definitely give him a follow. And Vine, again, if you love some subpar gameplay while you have a British person called Beak, pleasuring himself in such ways that I would enjoy, apparently, then you have that as well. And as mentioned, with the After Hours Twitter, that is something you do need to follow, because like tonight, things can happen, and the first port of call for us to tell you is we tweet out saying we're struggling, and it's not on our end. So do make sure you give it a follow on the. I'm ignoring the chat for my own benefit, as I'm wearing the Dorian shirt, I realised. Now, in terms of what I do, I stream some evenings and chat. Some evenings and weekends as well. I've just finished Assassin's Creed, and I will be moving on to Assassin's Creed 3. I'm doing some Grand Theft Auto coming up this weekend as well. So again, I'd be grateful for anyone who has followed me. Again, I've seen some of them popping up as well, so thank you for that. But seriously, give a follow to all the great guys around me, the great peeps, and I designed the shirt I am wearing. Yes, the shirt on my own back I designed. But yeah, seriously, guys, give a follow to the After Hours Twitter, because that's where the first port of call is. But for everyone else, thank you so much for having me. I'm glad we finally. I can't draw and I can't sew. There's two things I can't do there. But thank you so much for having me, and I'm glad that despite all the issues that happened, we made it work. So a huge props to Sulfus for pushing through, getting this working. Worked 6 hours the other day straight just to get this new rebrand live for you guys in time. Seriously, thank you so much, and give these guys a follow. You really do need to.
Thanks for coming on, Big T.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thanks again, Big T, for hanging out and making sure we got everything situated and all them beautiful graphics and the rebands that you're doing for the community. Freaking awesome. Good work, man. Good work. But I appreciate you guys coming on in. Vi, Dorian, Big T, just hanging out, man. We were in Skype forever, hoping that Twitch would come alive again. We were on the edge of canceling the show, then all of a sudden, boom, it started working. And you guys and gals, being patient. As soon as Twitch came back up, all you guys coming piled into the show. That was great. But anyway, can't thank you guys and gals enough. As always, we'll announce the next show when we know it's going to happen. Follow them Twitters to know when everything is going to go down. But thanks for hanging out, guys and gals. We'll go close it out for tonight. Y'all have a good night.